Saranya ma'am, am I audible ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay. 6 o'clock we will start ma'am. Saranya ma'am. Thank you, Nasreen.
Okay, ma'am.
Shamim ma'am, Jemmy ma'am, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, pa.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. So our resource person will be joining in 2 minutes. So meanwhile, I request the students to join my immediately. I think the resource person has joined. Saranya ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Just now joined, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. We can start the session, ma'am.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yes, good evening to everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all today's GearUp Placement session. On behalf of management, principal, head of the department, and faculty members and students of CSE department, I warmly welcome our esteemed research person, Ms. Jennifer, team of a member of technical staff at Athenahealth. So I proudly introduced she is our proud alumni of our department. So it's always inspiring to see our alumni achieve success in their professional careers and return to share their knowledge and experience with the next generation of the students. With the great pleasure, I now invite Ms. Jennifer to take over the session and share her valuable insights on from prompt to product, how Gen AI actually works. So thank you and have a wonderful learning section, students. Is Jennifer?
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Thank
Okay, ma. We start the session, ma.
you.
You can share your presentation, ma. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So let me get started. Hello everyone. I'm Jennifer. I'm working as member of technical staff in LLM and AI domain at Athenahealth. I am 2022 RMKCT passed out, and it's been 4 years coming out of college and working in uh, the company here. So, yeah, let me start with the presentation. And today we will be looking into from prompts to products and how generative AI actually works. So we all are using generative AI in our day-to-day lives, uh, like not just for technical activities. Like people have started using it for day-to-day needs, like for summarizing something and learning, etc. And by now, people are like doing things only after confirming it with ChatGPT. My mom used to be confused like what to cook for tomorrow before, but now she is asking the ChatGPT what to cook, and it actually takes in the ingredients that are present in the home and it suggests things. So now it has become a part of our life. And we all Gen Z are using GenAI to convert our pictures into cool styles like the Ghibli trend that went very viral and the childhood self portraits. So we all are using them for most of our purposes. And now we are actually seeing reels in the Instagram and shorts in YouTube, which are all filled with AI generated videos, like these vegetables videos, cat videos, and babies that are talking. So we are coming across a lot of AI generated videos in our day to day lives. And nowadays, we are also like sharing our personal stuffs, looking for emotional support and free therapy sessions to our uh, generative agents. And it is also helping us in the process. So now, if I go and check all your chat histories in the uh, ChatGPT, then I will be knowing all your past, your love stories, etc. So that's how it has become a part within 2 years in our lives. So now, first, let's understand what generative AI is. Like, it's a type of artificial intelligence that can create new contents such as text, images, code, and music, videos, and also design based on patterns that it has learned from like large amounts of existing data. So, how is this different from the traditional AI? Is like Traditional AI is trained to recognize and classify things, but generative AI goes one step further, like it creates something new. So on the whole, like generative AI is the ability to create new contents. So these are the common generative AI tools that are available in the market. So ChatGPT, Claude, Code, Gemini, DeepSeek. So these are all used for like daily developer activities. And also we have these very cool AI tools for coding like Windsurf, Copilot, Claude Code, and Cursor, and so all these tools, like we can integrate them in our daily IDE where we develop our code, and we can actually chat with them, and we can integrate and with the agents, and we can start building our applications just by giving prompts. So that's the speed that it has grown so far. And next we have the LLMs. So if generative AI is the ability to create new contents, then LLMs are like the engines behind the generative AI applications that deal with language. Like they take the prompts, they understand the context and generate meaningful responses. And why is it called LLM? So LLM is just large language model. So large in the sense they are trained on massive amounts of text data like books, articles, websites, code, etc. So they are trained on a massive amount of data. So that's the meaning of large. And languages, it works on human languages such as English, Tamil, Telugu, and programming languages too. So this is all about language, and the model, it performs, it learns patterns and relationships between text, and it performs mathematical things, and finally gives us the desired output. So this is about the large language models, LLM. So if generative AI is like the car, then LLM is the engine that powers the car when the task involves language. So now let's see how LLM works. So from the outside, when we like use ChatGPT, Gemini in our day-to-day lives, we just give it a prompt and it gives us a response. So that's what we see from the outside. Like we give a prompt to the LLM processes it, performs some computations, and gives you the output. So from outside we see this way, but what actually happens under hood is like LLM cannot understand the words that we say. It actually works on numbers and not the words. Like so that the before the LLM performs the computation, some numerical conversions are happening in between. Like our prompt is converted into numbers, and those numbers are given to the LLM, and the LLM understands the numbers and gives the output as numbers, and these numbers will be converted into human language that we see. So from the outside, we think that LLM actually understands the words that we say and gives the response. But the real thing that happens is it converts them into numbers. It understands the numbers and not the words that we say and gives us the response. So these are all the popular generative AI models that are available for each task. So we have a lot of tasks, and each model is specialized in a particular task. So based on that, we will be choosing our model, and we will be performing the tasks that we wanted. So for example, for text generation, GPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, all these tools are sufficient. And for code generation, we have GitHub Copilot, Claude, Gemini, Code Llama, DeepSeek, etc. And for image generation, we have DALI, Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, Flux, and Imagine from Google. And for video generation, we have Sora, Rio, Runway. And for music generation, we have Sona model, which is also a generative AI model. And for speech and voice, we have models. And you can see the table, and you will be able to like see for every task we have specific models. Like for designing and for presentation, we can use Canva AI, Gamma, Figma AI, and for document understanding. So for example, we have a PDF document, we can just upload it to the chat, and we can summarize the document or search for a particular question where the answer could be present, and we can use those documents, and we can understand them, and we can answer the questions based on the document. So these are some of the famous models that are present currently in the market. So now we understood what generative AI is and what LLMs are. And now we will be like looking into the prompting techniques that are available. So when we have a particular task that we need to ask to an LLM, so we have a few prompt techniques. Instead of asking just what we wanted to the LLM, the performance of the LLM will differ based on the context that you give and how you ask them. So if you follow these prompting techniques, so you will be able to get most out of the LLMs. So the first technique is role playing. Instead of asking the AI as a general assistant, you assign it a role. Since LLMs are trained on a wide range of knowledge, like asking it to act as an expert often gives more focused responses. Like for example, you wanted the LLM to be a domain expertise, or you need a specific perspective, or like for example, if you're going to prepare for interviews, then you can, based on that, you can assign it a role. For example, if we wanted the LLM to ask some interview questions, then we can say like, act as an experienced placement interviewer and ask me some behavioral interview questions. So if you say so, you are assigning a role called placement interviewer to the LLM, and you are asking the LLM to act as that role and ask you the questions. So in that way, it will be able to you are giving an identity to the AI before assigning it a task, and based on that, it will give you the responses. So this is one of the most popular techniques. And the second one is style unbundling. So sometimes we admire someone's style, but don't know exactly what makes it effective. So this technique first breaks the style into components and then uses those components to create something new. For example, you can use them for content writing, presentation preparation, and marketing and communication. So before asking it the answer, we are just learning the recipe behind the style. And instead of copying the person, we will understand what is actually under it, and we will create our own style out of that. So this is called style unbundling. So for example, what makes TED Talks engaging? So now help me prepare my seminar using these characteristics. So when you say so, you are actually giving an example like specifying the style, and then you are getting the output based on those styles. So the next one is emotional prompting. So here, adding some emotional context can sometimes encourage the model to provide more thoughtful and detailed responses. You can use this for like important emails or career related tasks or high stacked information. So you can mainly use this like for an example, like help me draft a scholarship application. This opportunity is very important for me for my future. So here I am telling the LLM the importance and why it is so much important to me, why that task matters to me. So I am explaining the importance of that. I am giving an emotional prompting here. So this will make the LLM to perform better. Actually, it also makes the AI smarter, and it may also influence the tone and thoroughness of the response. And next we have few shot prompting. Instead of explaining what you want, you give them the examples. You will show the AI example, and the model will learn the pattern from those examples and continues in the same format. For example, you wanted a structured output, or you wanted a consistent writing or classification task. So in those cases, few shot prompting will be more helpful. Like instead of just telling what you need, you just give them the example, and based on that example, the LLM will understand the pattern of the outputs that you give, the examples that you give, and it will give you the response. For example, you can give here are the two examples of internship cover letters, and write one for my application. So if you say so, it will understand the two examples that you gave, and based on that, it will give you a new one for your application. And the last one is the synthetic bootstrap. What if you don't have any examples? Then you can use the AI itself to generate examples first, and then use those examples to improve future prompts. This can be mainly used for brainstorming, creating data sets, or testing your ideas and generating personas. So, for example, first I will tell the AI to generate 10 student personas for an email for e-learning app, and then suggest features for each person. So here I am asking the LLM itself to generate the examples first, and then from those examples, I am deciding what I can do next. So this is called synthetic bootstrap. And next we have LLM parameters. So until now, do you have any doubts? If yes, you can use the chat tool. Okay. Okay, so let me move to the next topic, LLM parameters. So now LLMs, we are just going like logging in into the ChatGPT portal, and we are just giving the prompts that we give, and it is giving us the response. What if I wanted to use the model inside my application? So in that case, I will be using some SDKs, and I will be like authenticating them, and I will be passing the prompts and some of the configurations from my local and based on that, it will connect with the model, and it will perform the operations that we say, and it will give us the response. It is very similar to the API calls that we make, or some third part, or like communicating to a third party services from our applications. So basically, that's how we also connect from our application to the LLM models. So to connect that way, we actually have LLM parameters. There are several configurable parameters that LLMs have that will allow us to customize how the model behaves. So by adjusting these settings, like we can make the model more creative, more precise, more focused, or more diverse, depending on our requirements. Like think of these parameters as the settings menu of an AI model. So instead of using one size fits all approach, we can tune the model to suit different tasks. So here, like the same LLM can behave differently based on how we configure it. Like for example, if I am generating exam answers, I want the creativity to be low and the accuracy to be high. Because I don't want creative answers there. I want the actual answer there. So I will be lowering the creativity and I will be increasing the accuracy. But if I'm writing a story or if I'm brainstorming a new idea, then I should increase the creativity, because that will make the model more creative and I might be getting more new ideas. So these parameters can make the LLMs flexible and adaptable to different use cases. So here I have given some of the common LLM parameters that are available. So temperature defines the creativity. When the temperature is low, it will be less creative and it will be like more accurate. And if I increase the temperature, it will be the vice versa. And then we have max tokens. Max tokens are like the amount, tokens are like the measurement of the output or input that we give. Like we have dot length of in array or strings, which will help you calculate the number of characters or number of characters in a string or number of elements in the array. In the same way, tokens are the measurement that we use to measure the request length or the response length of the LLMs. So max tokens will be like configured in the LLM parameters, like which will define the response length that the model should give. And we have parameters like top T, which will define the diversity of the response, and top K for choice filtering. So for example, if I just want the top 3 results, then I will be giving 3, so that it will take the topmost 3 relevant responses and it will give me the apt one. So I'll be configuring the top K based on the number of relevant things that I want. It's more like filtering, yeah. So then we have many parameters like frequency penalty, presence penalty, learning rate, and batch size. So since we talked about LLM parameters now, so every models have a lot of parameters that we can use to customize and use those models. So GPT-4 has nearly 1.8 trillion parameters in it. So which is very huge. So if we start configuring them based on our use cases, then it will be a very long process. And we can actually make most out of it when we start understanding these parameters and customizing them based on our requirements. So yeah. So next we have RAG, which is Retrieval Augmented Generation. So this RAG will enhance the LLMs by retrieving the relevant information from external knowledge sources and providing that context to the model and enabling accurate, up-to-date, and domain-specific responses. So when will we use RAG? For example, you are uploading a very big document to the ChatGPT. So when you upload that, you would have often come across like token limit exceeded, your input is so large, your prompt is so large, we can't process so much kind of information. So in those cases, we will be using RAG. So instead of giving the entire context to the chat, we will be like giving this large inputs. We will be like converting them into embeddings and then storing them into the vector tables first. And whenever the prompt is submitted, the query that we give will be also converted into like the numbers, the embeddings that I told before, and it will do a similarity search in this vector database. And by searching, it will get you the top three. If you specify three, then it will be giving you the top three relevant chunks that we have in the vector DB. And those three chunks will alone be given to the LLM. So in this way, we are reducing the input size itself, right? So this is how the RAG will help you to like reduce the context limit, and it will help you to like give the responses based on the knowledge source that you give and not something outside, right? So without RAG and LLM like will generate responses only based on what it learned during training and essentially what it already knows. It won't have latest information. Like models are usually the LLM models that we are using in our day-to-day lives are actually trained based on the data that are outdated, that are like maybe the data that we have till 2023. So until that alone, the LLMs will be trained. So all the data that it has are outdated and it won't have the latest information. So if you want your LLMs to know on the respond based on the latest information, then you will be going for RAG, which will give LLMs the ability to retrieve information from external sources before answering and allowing it to provide you more accurate and up-to-date responses. So for RAG, the first step is to create the external data. So the information outside the LLM's original training data is referred to as external data. So this data can be from APIs, databases, PDF, documents, websites, and document repositories. So since LLM can understand the numbers rather than raw text, so these documents, these informations are converted into embeddings, which is the numerical representations, and they are stored in the vector databases. And then comes the retrieval. Here we have, right, retrieval. So this retrieval means when the user asks a question, the query is also converted into an embedding. That is the numbers. So our query is also converted into numbers, and this number will be sent to the system, and it will search for the relevant one. So based on the query, it will search the vector database to find the most relevant embeddings that are present in the vector database. Next will be like augment the prompt. So first was retrieval. So based on our query, some relevant chunks were retrieved. Next one is augmented. Augmented is like it will take these relevant chunks, and based on these relevant chunks, we will be augmenting the user response. Like we will be retrieving, after retrieving, we will be sending the user query and the response, the relevant chunks that we got, and we will be sending it to the LLM. And the LLM, based on this, it will augment the response and it will generate you that. So here basically like we are retrieving the information and we are adding the user's original prompt also to the retrieval information. And then we are going to generate a response using both the existing knowledge and the newly retrieved information. And next step is generation, where the LLM will generate the response based on all the context that we have given. So this is basically RAG. And next we have agents. So yeah, so what is an agent? So think of an agent as a person to whom a task is assigned. So the agent's job is to complete that task and achieve the desired outcome. So for example, we are giving a task to the agent like plan a college farewell event. Then the agent will now have the responsibilities like figuring out what needs to be done and decide what are the order of activities, then identify what the resources are, what are the resources that are needed to conduct the college farewell event, and then execute the steps to complete the task. So already we have defined what task is. So the task is nothing but the action that the agent has to do, the task that the agent has to do. So that is task. And tools are like to complete the task, the agent may need certain tools. Just like humans use tools to get work done, AI agent also needs tools. For example, for conducting the college farewell event, we might need a venue first. So for that, first it will search, it will make use of the search tool, and it will identify the information where the rooms are, where the venue is available, is it vacant on that date. So those kind of informations will be handled by the search tool. And then calculator, perform calculations like the budget of the event and how many people will be coming. So those kind of calculations, we can make use of the calculator tool. And then we have calendar. Calendar tool can be used for scheduling the events. And then database. It can be used for retrieving the records, the student information or the college information, all those kind of like details should be retrieved from the database. So that will be handled by the database tool. And then finally, we will have the email API tool, which is also like email tool will be used to send the notification about the event when it is happening to all the attendees who will be attending that farewell event. So all these tools will be used by the agent to perform this task. So now we have understood what AI agent is, and now we need to know how is it better than LLM or how is it different from an LLM. So an LLM can tell you what to do, but an agent can decide how to do it and take actions. So that is something different. So the agent itself will decide what steps should be performed, which tool should be used, in what sequence the steps should happen, whether additional information is needed, or when the task is complete. All these kind of decisions will be made by the agent itself, and we won't be there won't be any human who will be telling, yeah, you have to do this, next you have to do that. There won't be any human presence. The agent itself will take care of the task and it will make the decisions without the need of human there. So now we are going to look into the agentic workflow. So if you have any doubts until now, you can post them in the chat. I'm giving you a minute. Okay, so yeah. So let me move on to the agentic workflow. An agentic workflow is a graph that defines how multiple agents collaborate to accomplish a larger goal. So now we saw an agent which had a particular task to be done, and it will make use of those tools and it will perform those that particular task. So here, agentic workflow is orchestrating all those agents that should execute and when it should execute and what should happen next. All this will be defined in this agentic workflow. So here we have each agents here, like the research agent, planner agent, writer agent. So all these boxes are agents. So each agent will have a purpose. I mean, each agent will have a task, and based on that task, it will do its job. And after doing its job, it will go to the next agent. So this is how the agentic workflow will work. So this is basically like a flow chart that we have seen in our subjects, right? So agents are just like nodes in the graph. Each nodes are actually represent a particular agent, like the researcher node, planner node. All these are agents that are represented here as nodes, and the connection between them, between the nodes, defines the flow of execution. And the graph acts as the orchestrator for the entire process. So now I have taken an example here. It is an essay writing workflow. So for essay writing, I have created an agentic workflow here. So for this, first the researcher agent will explore the topic. So first I'll be giving the topic as the input to the researcher agent. So based on this topic, it will explore what are all present, what are the informations that are available, what are the interesting tensions, debates, and angles. So it will actually help the since we have a lot of information around, so it will help you to research and find out what are all the information that are relevant to this topic and is it worth saying about this in this essay. So these are all the things that the researcher agent will be doing. So the task of the researcher agent is just to explore, like to explore and find the relevant information for the topic that we have. That is the task of this research agent. So for this task, it will be making use of web scraping tools or document searching tools. So those kind of tools will be used to identify or gather the information relevant to the topic that we have given. So after this researcher tool, the planner tool will be like taking all the inputs from the researcher agent and it will make decisions based on them, and it will like provide a proper structure to it. So previously the researcher agent task was very divergent, but here its job is very convergent, like it's narrowing down based on the ideas that we give. So it is narrowing down them, and everything that we go downstream will depend on what the planner is actually deciding. So the planner agent here is very important, and it has a very important role here. Yeah. So next we have the writer agent. So the writer agent will execute the plan, like it will turn out the bullet points into prose. It doesn't question the structure. It just fills it with clear and evidence writing. So separation from the planner matters here. Like a combined plan and write agent will tend to drift from its own outline mid-essay. So now this writer will give you like a draft of the full essay and will give that as an input to the critic. So the critic agent will read the draft fully and it will look for what's missing, what's unsupported or unconvincing. So crucially, it has no stake in defending the writing. It didn't produce it, right? So it doesn't have that. But the role separation here is it will just be a critic and it won't justify things since since it did not generate it. So it will think that this essay was written by someone and it is just acting as a critic here, and it will just act as a critic and it won't self justify it and just gives the exact criticism that is required there. So in this case, so the critic will give the feedbacks and all, and it will go finally to the reviser agent. So now the reviser agent will have two inputs. One is the fully drafted essay that we have, and the criticisms, the feedbacks that were given by the critic agent. So based on these two, it will reconcile them and it will patch the gaps that the critic found while also preserving what was actually generated by the writer, so that the voice of the writer is also getting established. So it's like reviser, it's like the agent that will read both the outputs and will simultaneously work on them so that we get the final essay. So this is all about the agentic workflow. So in current market, like we are having a lot of agentic workflow frameworks. For example, we have LangGraph, through AI, and then AutoGen. These frameworks are available, which can be used for creating our own agentic workflows based on the task that we are having. And based on that, we can orchestrate all those agents and we can come up with a workflow based on our need. Yeah. So that's all about the presentation. So yeah, guys, do you have any doubts? We can just make this interactive, like since we are making use of these tools in our day-to-day lives every day, so we might be like coming across a lot of things that we might discuss here. So yeah.
If you have any queries, please interact, ma'am. Can feel free to ask, madam. Well, Jennifer, it's a very nice presentation, ma. I just want to like, can you just share your interview experiences with the students, like how you cracked and your interviews and how you got placed, and
Yeah.
after that, how well they have to equip themselves for the placement interviews, ma.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So first of all, like I got placed at a company called Presidio Cloud Solutions. Uh, I don't know if you all know about that company. And like it is a product company, I mean, it's a service-based company, but it's a startup. Yeah. So it has a very good work culture. And when I got placed, so there were 4 rounds. So the first round was MCQ round, where like we had questions from core CS concepts and like the coding questions, pattern matching, string questions, recursion, all those, and also we had questions from HTML, CSS, and we had questions from like problem solving, logical reasoning, and then we had questions from core questions like DBMS, computer networks, operating systems. So there were, I think, around 40, 45 questions, MCQ questions, and we had 1 hour. And based on that, we had the second round, which was technical interview round, where like your resume will be playing a very vital role there, mostly in your second round of interviews. So that's the impression that they get on us based on our resume. So before we even meet the interviewer, so that will be our first impression on us. So the resume like is actually very important, and the main thing in your resume is like it has to be short, readable, and it should be very like true and genuine. Like whatever you say in your resume, if you are very confident on that, mention it. If you are like not very confident, or you just know the basics uh, of them, then you can just mention them, like basics of I mean, Python basics. So it's something like that. So you can just mention them. So you can be more, you should be more transparent in your resume, so that the interviewer won't think that you're lying or something. So only based on your resume, the questions will be given in your second round. So when I went to the second round, they asked me like normal like HTML questions were asked, and DBMS query, SQL query was asked, and then they gave me a coding question where they asked me to solve like some frequency. Yeah, they gave a paragraph to me, and like in that paragraph, I should count the number of words and the frequency of each words in that paragraph. So those kind of questions were asked, and I was able to solve it in the technical interview round. And then uh, based on what I told, the third round was happening. Like I told, I am good at like building an application. I told I can like build an API. I can connect the API with a DB, and I can do a front end. I can connect all them. So that's what I mentioned to them. So based on that, they came up with a problem statement. Like they asked me to like build an application. I think I was given half a day to build it. It was a survey application, which is similar to Google Forms. Like someone will be creating a form, and after, like they will add the questions, and they will be creating a form, and they will be generating a public link for that form, and that link will be shared with others, and others will be like submitting the form, and those responses that they give should be stored in the DB. So this was the kind of application that was asked to build. So since like we already had some subjects that were relevant to application development, and we also worked on mini projects and hackathons. So those experiences helped me to like give my best in this round, and I was able to like build the application, and I was able to show them end to end, and all like the technical round 2 and technical round 3, uh, like both the rounds were like 1 hour duration, and like I was able to like I showed what I have developed, and they asked me questions, and I was able to answer them. Some I was able to answer them, some I missed, and at the end, then uh, that I cleared that round, and then I had the HR round. So that's pretty much about my interview experience. Um, and like recently, like I like did jump. Like previously, I was working at Presidio, and after 3 years of experience, so I decided to uh, do a job search and switch company. When I was doing that, I attended an interview in Athenahealth, which is my current company. And believe me or not, the same questions were asked, like the same DSA questions, the same tree questions, graph questions, or linked list questions that we were learning, that we are uh, studying in our college days. So the same questions were asked there. So I prepared and went for the interview. But even if the AI has come, even if we are like extensively using them, but still the companies are testing the things that we learned in the college. The to understand, like, are we like good enough to that role is actually decided based on uh, the core concepts, the DSA OOPS concepts that we study in the college days. So your basics, your core concepts has to be always strong, even if they might not help in your job. If you are planning for a job switch, obviously that is going to be tested by every company. So always keep your DSA concepts, OOPS concepts, your lead code, geeks and geeks. I hope you are still using them, skill rack. So all these coding questions, you have to be in touch so that you always be prepared for the current market. So that's something that I learned while I was attending an interview after 3 years out of the college. So yeah, and I know, like, I think people, like students, you all are using a lot of AI tools to actually solve small coding questions or to understand them. So you can use them for learning. You can use them for developing something which is good, which will accelerate your work, but also make sure that you understand and do them. So that is very important uh, because sometimes we just like without understanding, yeah, so I asked it and it gave me a response. So this is working, and why should I go deep inside and look into how it is working? So that's something we might think, but it is always good to dive deep into what the AI is doing. I'm not telling you to not use the AI tools, but use them at the same time. Be aware of what the LLM is giving you. Be aware of how it is implementing things, how it is fixing things. So be aware of that so that it will help you to help you to do like perform in your interviews as well. And also, like, when you know something that you have developed end to end, you will be able to come again and look it and understand it. When you just depend on the LLM, you wouldn't be able to uh, know your application itself better. So if there is some error that you wanted to fix, then if you are just using the LLM blindly and not knowing what was the actual problem, why it happened, and how to fix it, if you are not actually understanding them, then it will take even more time, or it would create even more problems, because sometimes LLM itself will not know the actual answer. It might be wrong too. There are a lot of cases where it has been wrong. So that's why the AI has not yet replaced the developers. It still needs human to like assess it, to assert it, like whether it's right or wrong. So it always needs a human. It can't do end to end correctly without any human's intervention, or without any human's help. It can't do that. It always needs someone to say what to do, to assert if what it's doing is right or wrong. Is it following all the best practices? It always needs a developer like us. So it won't replace us. So make sure to use those AI tools in a very good way, in a very don't entirely depend on them. Always use them in a better way, so that it also makes your work easier, and it also makes you to understand and do it. So yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, it's really good. You have shared a lot. Students, anyone, if you have any queries, you can ask ma'am. So she has shared her experiences, interview experiences, and how LLM should be used. What is their role? Everything she has explained. If you have any queries related to your interview preparation or anything, you are feel free to ask her.
And Jennifer, you also came as a panel member in the Presido Cloud, right, to recruit our students.
Yeah, ma'am.
Can you share about that experience, how our students are prepared, how they have performed?
Yeah, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah.
So I like came to RMK College placements once for place for recruitment. And when I came to our college, first the similar one, the online round was happening, and like most of them were filtered out in the online assessment itself. So based on that, what I observed from the students' performances, students are very good at exploring things. Like they are trying to learn new, but sometimes they are missing uh, concepts that are very basic, like the DBMS queries, or small things that we expect the students to know. So those things students are missing. Sometimes they are implementing uh, something very big and showcasing to us, but at the same time, I could see currently students are not knowing things very deeply. So once you are strong in your basics, you will be able to understand and do, even if it's a very big task that you are doing, a very big application that you are building, even if it's that very big one, you will be like able to logically understand them. You will be able to understand them better and implement them if you actually are strong in the basic core concepts that we are learning. But sometimes students are trying to like do things like building applications. That is very good, but at the same time, like you should also understand what and how you are doing it and how you are building it, and also like some of the basic concepts so that the interviewer would like understand that you are capable enough to learn something new, at the same time be strong in your fundamentals. So that's something important. Like like we were like my set was COVID batch, so we had interviews online. So at that time we had like sufficient time for preparing for our interviews, and we actually I remember like Madhu sir, who was our placement coordinator, so he prepared list of topics that are required for placement that we should be prepared. So that was prepared by him, and we started learning and we started helping each other. Like students ourselves, we helped each other for preparing for the interviews, and that actually helped me a lot when I was attending my placements. So we students we we conducted meetings within ourselves, and we prepared and we helped each other, and which also helped us during our placement activities. And yeah, so apart from RMK, like I have went for placements to Meenakshi Sundarajan College and SSN College. So when going to such, and CIT college, like when going to those colleges, so all these like when we are going to such colleges, what I observed from students is, so sometimes they solve an issue, but they are not aware of how it solved the actual problem. There was like a boy, like I think like we asked him to solve a particular issue, which was cause issue. So cause issue will usually happen when an application is accessing another application. So he actually fixed it. He actually fixed the cause issue that was happening in his application. But when we asked him what is cause, how you fix this cause issue, how the fix that you made fixed it. So when we asked that question, he was not able to answer it. And at one point, he actually answered it wrongly. He himself was the one who fixed it. He used AI tools to fix it. He was able to, he had the idea like how to fix it. In spite of that, since he was not able to reason how he fixed it, or he did not understand it completely, and he just simply fixed it. So that was the impression that that the interviewer would get when he does that. So at that point, he got rejected. So that's the thing. Like as like when I attended interviews before in my college days, uh, that was different. Like at that time, the way the things that interviewer expected was different, and now it's a little bit different because uh, in when I was a student, if I wanted to fix something, I had to like go through the internet. I should browse. I should go through many Stack Overflow. I should go through blogs. I should go through a lot of things, YouTube videos. I should go through them, and I should to fix something that might be very simple. I should try a lot of trial and error methods so that I will be able to fix something. But now, since the AI tools have come, we will be able to, since we have LLMs, we will be able to identify the issue, and we will be able to fix it very quickly than what we had before. I even remember sitting like just for my technical round 3 when I was asked to build an application. I remember sitting on an issue, like searching for the fix here and there. So there were times where identifying the issue and fixing them was itself a very bigger task. But now, since it has become easy, they are just expecting you to be able to explain how you actually fixed it, how you actually implemented it. So that's something that the current market is expecting. And also now the manpower has also reduced. Like before, for example, in a team, if there were 10 people who were working in a team, uh, for doing like a particular task. Now that same team size is not required now. Now it's like just 5 people are enough to do the same task, because now the companies are like providing you all the tools. They are itself paying for those tools, and they are just asking the employees to just make use of those tools and develop it. So automatically the manpower is getting reduced, and I know like currently the placement market is a little down. So that's the reason since the AI tools have come and all of these things, like placements are getting reduced. Even there are a lot of hiring that are happening in companies. So yeah, so to get placed and to like get a good job, you just have to like be in touch with your basics, as well as you have to uh, build applications, build use cases, and implement them, and always have a good hands-on on your like projects that you do. And if you are good on in all these things, and also make use of the AI tools, which will help you to like increase your performance and do them. So if you are good in all these 3 things, you will definitely shine, and definitely companies would want to hire you. So yeah. So just 3 things. So be strong in your basics, like OOPS, DBMS, computer networks, all these things. And then start building your own projects. Take a use case, build an application for that, so that you will get a confidence on that. And then third one, make use of the AI tools, and uh, like use them at the right time, and also make sure it doesn't overshadow you, and you understand and do them. And also do all the problem solving, and uh, go to lead code, skill
Wow, that's a great explanation.
Be
Students,
in
do you
touch
have
with all your yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, you have shared almost everything what they have to do for their interviews, ma. Guys, students, do you have any queries, ma? She has explained very clearly what are the expectations of the corporate companies and what are all the concepts the students need to be strong as a fresher, how you have to prepare your resume. Apart from this, do you have any doubts or queries? You can ask her, ma. Anyone?
If you are shy, you can also use the meeting chat.
You can use the chat box also. Okay, I don't think anyone.
Students, she is your senior only, so you can open up, you can ask questions or if you have any doubt. She is a 2022 passed out student, so you no need to worry about how she is answering at all. So you can open up and ask if you have any doubt.
Try to overcome your hesitations, ma. You should participate enthusiastically. That's more important. One
Uh,
student has
one student,
asked.
yeah, one student asked Varsha Sri. Jennifer,
The question is like, while switching jobs, how can we switch the job role along with it, ma'am? Like full stack or other domains?
Okay, so if you like, maybe you might not be having the experience on a particular in a particular stack, but you are actually learning them, and you wanted to do a domain switch. In that way, like if you can first, if you are going to switch to another domain, you should be prepared enough to answer the questions if they are asking questions from the domain that you are going to switch. For example, when I joined Presidio, I joined there as application developer, and then I switched to data. And then when generative AI came, then I was then like automatically the companies will get projects based on those requirements. So once that happens, we have to learn those stacks and we have to enable ourselves, and based on that we will be working on these projects. In similar way, when generative AI came, it was very new, right? No one would know much about it. We have to learn it by ourselves. So it was similar to like a domain change. It was something very new, and we have to get that expertise in that sense. Uh, just you have to enable yourself in the domain that you are going to switch, and be prepared and should be able to answer questions if you are asked. And when you are doing a domain switch, you should also uh, do some personal projects based on the domain that you are going to switch. So So, for example, if you are going to switch to DevOps, then you should try to implement them in your personal projects and get a good hands-on experience in that. So in that way, you will be able to switch to other domains too. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes. Any other questions?
I have also shared my LinkedIn profile link. So if you want to reach me out on LinkedIn, you can.
Thank you, Jennifer. Any other questions, Ma? Yeah, else we can wind up.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, ma'am.
Uh, Thank you, Jennifer, for this wonderful presentation. And as this is a weekend, heading towards weekend, you have spared almost 1.5 hours of your time for your juniors. So thanks a lot. I hope all the valuable inputs which you have shared would have taken, would have reached your juniors. So thanks a lot, and hope to see you soon, Ma, in person. Thanks a lot, Ma.
Yeah, thank you.